So, in a few weeks, my whole life changes. I'm moving to Dubai, which is something I've always wanted to do, and I never really could see myself saying that out loud anytime soon. But um, yeah, about to leave Ireland and see what's in store in the Middle East. Leaving for a number of reasons. I will get into them later in the video, but I think one of the main reasons anyway is um I'm 23 and my business is all online, and ultimately I can work from anywhere. And the last 12 months I have chosen to work from home in Ireland. And I think I need a bit of a change of scenery. Um, the weather in Ireland is absolutely crap. I'm sure some of you listening will agree with me on that one. Um, you get about 3 weeks maybe if you're lucky of good weather each year, and after that it just goes back to cold, rain, windy, stormy conditions for the rest of the year. Um, so that's one of the main reasons, to be honest with you, is just to get out somewhere and get working with a bit of nice weather. Um, bit of a change of scenery. And yeah, looking forward to it. Obviously it has it's been a big decision, but probably one of the easier decisions I've ever had to make. Yeah, so I'm moving to Dubai, but saying that, I will be back home a lot in Ireland. I won't be, you know, going away and never coming home. I love home, and I'll try and get home as much as possible. Maybe if I come home every 6 or 7 weeks or something like that. It's only a 6 and 7 hour flight, so it's not too long. Um, but in the meantime, that's where I'll be spending most of my time, in Dubai. And yeah, there is a lot of pros and cons of Dubai. It's somewhere I've always wanted to go. I've been. This will be my fourth time visiting it. In a few weeks' time. And every time I've went, it's been brilliant. So much to do. There's always something happening, which can have a bit of a downside too. You can get distracted, but I think if you sort of set yourself a limit of how much fun you can have. Um, Something I would do is get your work done first, and then if it happens that you have a bit of free time, you can go and do something fun, or go out and enjoy yourself, which at the start sometimes I wasn't always like that. I was always just get the work done and then go out, whereas the standard of work maybe wasn't that great. And I was just getting it done to go out. But now it's like, if I don't hit a certain you know marker or result, then yeah, it's we're not gonna be enjoying ourselves. So something I've learned over the past while is definitely putting my business first and work first, which people might say to you that can be a downside, but I think um you know I revolve my whole sort of life around work, and then everything else falls nicely into place. So that's one thing I've been enjoying recently, is just building building the company. If any of you have seen, you'll know I launched RAS Media Scaling a few months ago. So this is my third or fourth company. That, when I say company, I've launched businesses in the past, and I thought they were businesses, and they weren't really businesses. It took me a while, on a lot of lessons, a lot of learning along the way. Met some great people that have helped me get into a better position, and yeah, I'm just grateful for that. But ultimately, when I go out there, yes, there will be distractions, but there's one thing about Dubai that I absolutely love is that every time you go out there, you realize how small you are compared to everybody else. Which I love. I love that feeling of playing catch up because you're always trying to improve yourself and you're always trying to better yourself or better your business or whatever it may be. So that'll be fun. Well, that's one thing I'm really looking forward to is going out and saying, right, I have a lot of catching up to do. Also, obviously one of the biggest reasons is tax reasons. There's no point me saying, well, tax is not bad. Yeah, here in Ireland it is pretty heavy. So that's one of the main reasons. I had a good friend of mine, Matthew. I don't know if he'll be watching this video or not, but Matthew lived out there for a year and a half. Matthew Morgan, and yeah, I actually met up with Matthew in January, and I was like, fair play to this lad because I hadn't seen him in years, and he was living out there by himself. You know, he done something that a lot of people would have been afraid to do, and I obviously always haven't wanted to go to Dubai. I was like, right, this lad over the road, has done this, and I was like, I need to be able to do something like that too. Like that's unreal, that's class. Like he bit the bullet, and I'm gonna do it too. Unfortunately, Matthew's home now. He'll see this. He's home, and I'm going, so I'll not actually get to meet up with him out there. But yeah, that was one thing that I seen. I was like, this is a local lad, and he's done it. So that proves that anybody can do it. And I was like, I'm definitely gonna do that because it's always something I've wanted to do. So seeing somebody like that, and then I've another few people that I've met out there, and looking at their lives and looking at mine, it looks like they're living in luxury compared to what we're living in here. But suppose it really just boils down to quality of life, and I think for now anyway, I just want a bit of sunshine, somewhere, a nice gym to go to the gym, somewhere nice to go for a run. The Dubai Marina's class for a run. It's unreal. It's probably too hot this time of the year to go running. But coming November time, it'll be nice rolling down the marina. So I'm really looking forward to that. And yeah, just a change of scenery. My girlfriend Orla, she is out there at the moment. She actually moved out a few weeks ago. She got a job with Emirates, so which was class. And it sort of left me to be like, oh shit, I need to actually, go now myself. Because we had been speaking back and forth about going together, and then this opportunity just came up very fast, and obviously you have to take an opportunity like that. So then I was like, right, fuck it, I'm going to. So it gave me an excuse to go as well. So we're both gonna be out there, which will be brilliant. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, again, there's pros and cons of everywhere you go. I think a few of the cons of Dubai would be that it can be very hot in the summer, which is why I've actually held off moving out yet. I'm going to stay here for another couple of weeks and let it cool down a bit. Another sort of con I would say from what I've experienced is some of the communities are very spread out. So if you're not staying near the same people, it can be quite a journey for you to travel and meet people. If we were staying in the marina, Dubai Marina, and then I had, for example, a friend staying, in downtown, it's still a long distance, especially if you're, trying to beat that Dubai traffic, which is crazy. But suppose it's not too bad, but um, yeah, a lot of pros though, which make me really want to go to it. Obviously, people might say, "Oh, one of the cons is that it's really strict," but I don't really think that's a con. I think if anything, that's a pro. You know, every country should be strict, and the law should be strict so that people follow the law. Even in our own country right now, it's a complete mess. And everybody hates the government. Where if you see the likes of Dubai, everybody praises the government. So that's definitely one thing that made me be like, oh, so well they're doing something good. Um, so I want to go. Definitely, just want to try it out. And I mean, 6 months down the line, I could be like, oh, this isn't for me. I don't like living here, and come home or go somewhere else. Suppose that is the beauty of what I do specifically, and what my company does. It's just all online work. Um, and we're constantly just working all online. Now I will have a few face to face meetings, um, but for now it's all online, um, which is good. It gives you that sort of extra bit of freedom, um, freedom to travel, work from anywhere, freedom to have control of your own time, um, especially with my own employees. I'm really treat them as if we're in this together, and not that I'm above them or anything. We're trying to build something together, and without them I couldn't build anything. So um, that's the way I look at it. As I give them the flexibility to work when they want, where they want, and how they want. Well, to an extent, how they want, but um, yeah, that's just one of the cool things, I suppose. And you know, obviously Dubai is, people might think, oh, Dubai, that's such a fake place, or there is sides of Dubai that is fake, which I don't like. The influencer side, bull crap. Not that it's massive out there, but I suppose you get that everywhere too. You're gonna get that no matter where you go. But yeah, I mean, you could get easily distracted out there if you weren't, you know, constantly just trying to grow, which will be exciting to see. I want to sort of be able to test myself and throw myself into an environment like that, and see how I react, and see, oh, can I maintain the same level of work or more? Work harder. I know that without a doubt. Obviously, I'm always trying to work hard, but there's something about being out there that really makes you realize, how little you're maybe working compared to everybody else, which I love. Um. So yeah. I'm leaving Ireland and going to Dubai. So looking forward to it. I already have a few connections out there that I'm looking forward to catching up with a few people. So that'll be cool. Um, and yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting. I'm nervous, excited. Obviously, a bit stressed. It can be complicated trying to set up a company out there. It can be a bit of a nightmare, but getting that sort of all sorted in the background, and flights are booked, and yeah, it's gonna be fun. Um, it'll be somewhere that can come across online as this like course selling paradise. Which, I mean, there is course sellers everywhere. Which I'm not shitting on course sellers, because some guys that are selling courses are some of the smartest and nicest people that I've met, and they're doing nothing wrong. And a lot of people would say stuff about, oh, he's selling a course, but ultimately, what is a university doing? You pay to go to university, which is a business who sell you a course. So I mean, I wouldn't entirely want to shit on some course seller or something like that, but there is definitely a lot of scams and stuff goes on too, which I'm trying to basically say. And I don't want to be. I'm very protective of my own brand, and I don't want to be, come across in that aspect at all. But we will be doing some fun stuff, obviously. We're working with some of the biggest YouTubers in the world right now, and hopefully we'll be doing some meets and stuff out there, which will be fun. And yeah, there's some exciting content coming. This is a bit of a different style of video that I always would have posted. I've always wanted to do these talking style videos for a long time, and I've actually seen I was talking about my friend Matthew. He started doing them, and I was talking to him a while back about doing them, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do them now too, because it gives you a bit of a break from work and lets you rant to the camera for a bit. So yeah, we'll be not needing this desk for a bit. We'll be packing up all my shit and heading to the desert one more time. So yeah, looking forward to it. Exciting few weeks ahead. Stressful few weeks ahead. And a fun few weeks ahead. So I'll leave you at that. Well, I'll leave you with a wee bit of wisdom before I go. So a man walked up to a lemonade stand, and he said to the man, Could I buy the lemonade off you? And the man said yes. What do you hear this? And they obviously exchanged money. And, the man got his lemonade. Excuse me. The shop owner got the money. They went their separate ways. And what I'm basically trying to say is, I'm just trying to hold on, basically, to try and get as much ad revenue out of this video as possible. Not that I'm going to get any anyway, but right. See you soon.